Hi.
Hey.
So, what a year it has been. What was your term like?
My year, it has been amazing. One of the best years of my life, really.
So, what were the highlights for you this year?
The highlights, well, I've had a lot of highlights. I feel like my whole year has been one highlight, but there are two things that come into my mind immediately. And the first thing is being part of a Dutch delegation at the Commission of Population and Development at the United Nations. As part of a delegation member, I was really able to see how international decision making works, how you can make a difference as a person, but also as a country. Another highlight were, of course, the trips to Uganda and Nepal. And what really stuck with me from that trip was the trust that young people gave me, because during that trip we did a lot of youth consultations about YASRHR, gender equality, and that are really sensitive topics. And I was really impressed by how vulnerable young people were to me and the personal stories that they have shared, and that really touched my heart, and that also really gave me a lot of new perspectives, a lot of insights.
Did you also came across any difficulties during your year?
Yeah, of course, yeah. When I started as youth ambassador, I started like, I want to change the world, I'm going to end period poverty, I'm going to make 4 policies and everything is going to be bigger and better when I leave. But obviously that's not how the position works. And you also have a lot of pressure from outside, because everyone is constantly asking you, what have you achieved? And I really had to learn that sometimes that are the small steps, like the small wins, like being able to change a couple of things within a policy document, being able to change the mind of a policymaker, that are the big wins. And the big wins are not ending period poverty, because that's just not feasible.
And how do you take these lessons along with you in your future?
It changed my life in a way that, you know, being able to consult these young people and hearing their stories really puts YASRHR, gender equality and bodily autonomy into your heart. So I think I will forever be an advocate for these topics.
Now that your term is ending, what is next for the program?
You! It's you! You're next!
My name is Jim, I'm 24 years old, and I'm the new Youth Ambassador for Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights, Gender Equality and Bodily Autonomy.
Hey, Jim, welcome!
Yes, thank you so much.
You're the new Youth Ambassador.
Yes, I am.
Why did you apply to become the new Youth Ambassador?
I think this was really during my graduation project. I did a research about the sexual development of young people in the Netherlands. So while I was speaking to a lot of youth, I realized that they really know what is best for them and they can really opinionate what their needs are. So I think during my term I really want to amplify those voices, and I really want to voice their needs so they can make decisions about their sexuality free from stigma, discrimination and violence.
And what will your focus teams be?
My focus team will mainly be inclusive, comprehensive sexuality education. I grew up with a brother with a mental disability, and for that reason I realized from an early age on that it doesn't have to be self-evident to enjoy your sexual and reproductive health and rights. And I think being able to learn about sex and sexuality enables the opportunity to contribute to society fully.
For the first time in the history of the Youth Ambassador program, we now have a man representing young people in Dutch foreign policy.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering, how are you going to advocate for gender equality and women's rights as a man?
I believe that every man can be a feminist as well. And I think in my role it's really important to talk with women and to be the connector. So I think it's really important that we are cooperating in this process of emancipation.
And what are you looking most forward to? Because you have a year ahead of you.
Yeah, there's so much, but I think you mentioned it earlier before already. I'm really looking forward to the consultations. I think speaking with so many young people from all over the world who really know what's best for them and what their needs are, I think that will be so inspiring. Yes, and that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Thank you, Jim. Well, dear world, this is your new Youth Ambassador.